2 days ago, I laughed at Modi being humiliated by Trump in a video. Trump criticized an Indian reporter's accent in front of Modi, saying that he couldn't understand him and disqualified him from asking questions, allowing other reporters to continue. But in fact, Trump went even further when he met with Modi. He arranged interpreters. Yes, you heard it right. 2 English interpreters translated Modi's English. I think this is the most embarrassing diplomatic moment in human history. Modi said a sentence, and Trump asked, "Hey, buddy, what did you just say?" And then the interpreter came over and said, "Curry English." To be honest, every time I watch the video of the Hindu goddess Paki Sharma, I find it difficult to understand why these popular hosts of the Bharat Empire are unwilling to learn standard English. Her accent reminds me of the teacher who taught us English grammar in Chinese dialect 20 years ago. He could switch seamlessly between Chinese dialect and English, and sometimes even read English words in the accent of Chinese dialect. This caused a serious blow to my pure heart. I think if I hadn't been delayed by this bastard for 1 year, my English grades would be better. Yes, as a teacher, he can't even master Mandarin, and he still teaches students English, which is a great disrespect for his profession. And the middle school I am in is actually the best middle school in the county. You can imagine that he harms 50 students every year. In his career, thousands of people will be ruined by him and become a partial subject student. Fortunately, I met a beautiful English teacher later. I always felt that time passed too fast during class, which eliminated my extreme disgust for English. But how many people can meet a beautiful English teacher before the college entrance examination? Of course, I don't want to tell you my little story. What I want to say is that everyone should respect their profession and respect others. This is true for a person, and a country should be even more so. Modi and the Indian journalist who traveled with him first went to Europe to attend the Paris AI Summit and then went to the United States. As representatives of India, you must have the most basic diplomatic etiquette. You may not speak French, so you can bring a professional French interpreter. If you can't speak standard English, you must bring a professional English interpreter. This is not only to respect the country you are visiting, but also to respect yourself. If you attend international occasions, meet with leaders of many countries and business leaders, and discuss professional topics, you should wear a suit and follow international etiquette. Your insistence on wearing a skirt does not make people feel the so-called Indian culture, but instead makes people see the barbarism and backwardness of the Bharat Empire. The heads and chiefs of African and Pacific Island countries wear special costumes at home, but when they visit abroad, they also wear suits. China has traditional costumes such as Hanfu, Tongfu, and Zhongshan suits, and Japan has kimonos, but the leaders of China and Japan wear suits when they work. This is international etiquette, and any country needs to respect this basic etiquette. If the leaders of other countries visit India, or India is holding large-scale events such as the Olympics and the World Expo, then Modi can wear a skirt to show the national characteristics of India. He can even give a set of skirts to the leaders of each country and let them follow the etiquette culture of India, which is no problem. For example, when China holds international events, it will let foreign leaders take photos in tang suits, which is the promotion of national culture. But except for these special occasions, wearing a suit to work is like washing hands after going to the toilet, which is basic education. If you can't adapt to civilized society, you can stay in the Bharat Empire forever. I think India, as a complex country with hundreds of languages, standard English is the best tool to unify the domestic language, stimulate economic development, and improve productivity and efficiency. India has always believed that it has an advantage in English. In fact, I pointed out in previous videos that few people can understand Indian English except themselves. Whenever I hear their curry English, I feel very uncomfortable. I don't understand why Indians insist on such an obscure and unpleasant accent in the 21st century. If they can't afford to hire American teachers, they can use American recordings and videos to help teach like the Chinese. Watch more American movies, TV series, and cartoons. If it doesn't work, go to YouTube to check out my channel. Although it is AI voice, it is very standard. The Indian accent can no longer be described as a feature. It has no charm. For example, the Australian and British accents are sometimes very interesting. The Indian English accent gives me the feeling of a tumor of English. If it is not removed, it will develop into cancer and disgust English speakers around the world. I have always said that Trump is an extremely arrogant person, but when I saw his rude behavior towards Modi and Indian reporters, I didn't blame him at all. As a president, his time is very tight. Meeting Modi was not planned by him, but was facilitated by the Indians. He does not think Modi has any right to negotiate with him on an equal footing. He directly raised tariffs on India and then made a series of demands. If Modi did it and bought billions of dollars of American weapons, he might sell F-35 to India as dog food. If India can't do it, let alone F-35, there will definitely be a beating. Trump is promoting reforms at home, asking Musk to audit various government departments, dealing with the Democratic Party's counterattack, and he also has to deal with the trade war with China and invite Putin to Saudi Arabia for talks. Any of these things is more important than the democratic alliance that Modi and the Bharat Empire want to emphasize. He needs to improve the efficiency of the talks, end it early, and save time and energy. At this time, Modi and Indian reporters communicated with Trump in their self-proclaimed good curry English. He felt offended, so he was very angry and slapped the Indian reporters and Modi in the face. This is indeed understandable. It's not that Trump is rude, but Modi and the reporters of the Bharat Empire lack professionalism and basic qualities of respecting others. It is normal for a person who lacks etiquette to be treated rudely. Modi's accent can be forgiven, but those reporters who accompanied Modi on his visit to the United States, you can't even speak standard English. Why do you want to do this job? In fact, it's not just clothing and accents. There are many things that the Bharat Empire needs to strengthen, such as credibility. India has become a graveyard for multinational companies. A large number of companies and capital have suffered inexplicable government persecution after entering India and were forced to withdraw from India with heavy losses. The Indian government also followed the wind. After the outbreak of the Russian-Ukrainian War, it did not support Russia, an important ally in the past, but took advantage of the fire to buy Russian oil and gas resources with rupees like waste paper and resell them at high prices. Modi first acted as Biden's watchdog, and after being beaten up by China, he was abandoned by Biden. Before meeting Trump, he sent his servant Su Shankar to repair relations with China, but was treated coldly by China. It is not surprising that such a country, which has no credibility, does not respect professionalism, and lacks basic etiquette, is humiliated by Macron and Trump in turn. The people of the Bharat Empire are even more powerful. They use commercial fraud as a basic means of doing business, immigrate to Western countries through fake academic qualifications, and even find someone to replace them for video interviews. They defecate on the beach, form a monopoly in small cities, and cheat banks for loans through false information. India also has the world's leading telecommunications fraud business, which plunders tens of billions of dollars of wealth from the United States every year, bankrupting countless American elderly people and vulnerable groups. I want to ask my friends in the Bharat Empire, is the whole world prejudiced against you, or do you really have too little respect for the world and the basic values of mankind?